He is the master of all frogs, and his name is Frogs Master 595. Frogs Master 595. Frogs Master 595. Frogs Master 595. Hey everyone, this is Frogs Master 595. This guy gave me some trouble. This guy gave me some pain. This guy had a bit of a problem, you see. This guy is now good now. This guy I'm gonna talk about. This guy, well, there's a story to him now. And this guy, I still like him just as much as I did. That story didn't really affect how much I liked him. It was just painful. Because it was painful, like I said already. But I still like him just as much as I did. But it's kind of painful, okay? In both ways, both mentally and physically. So, yeah, let's get started. So, you see, this is where it all began. It was a very long time ago in a place called Yesterday. Yes, I know, it's crazy. You see, someone had thrown this little guy over the bed, and he came along down here, and he banged on, right around over there, banged on the floor, went up, hit the wall, and then came back on the floor right around where he was banged on, right around there. So, that's what had happened. So, he was just sitting over there, and I thought, well, you know, everything's going to be okay, because, you know, he's mostly plush, and his speaker's all the way down in there. It's not going to move around. It's not going to, like, you know, the speaker's not going to get touched because of all this plush. I mean, there's so much of it. Well, you see, when I grabbed him and I pushed his little button here, which is, yeah, it's on his foot. It's just, there's no press me thing. It did used to be, but not anymore, but that doesn't matter right now. I pressed it, and nothing turned on, so I was like, huh. Well, it actually happened. I didn't like this, so I had to get the screwdriver, which is up there now, as usual, because I always have to do this, like, every week. And, this is where the little battery cage is. And yeah, for one of these little talking things, if you've seen the video, yeah, there is actually AA batteries in this. It's not one of those button batteries, luckily. It's actually AA. Wouldn't really expect that in something like these, but it's actually two AA's, yes. So I got this off. The battery cage is like right there if you can see it. You might be able to. I don't know. It's a black tiny little cage. And, well, the two AA batteries were obviously in there. And, you know, there's those two wires that are connecting the battery cage. And it, like, when you take it out, it dangles. You know, you've seen that before. All of you had to have seen that some way or another with something. Except Funky Frogs, dude, because he does not have an item like that. But maybe one day he will. Maybe one day he'll find this bear and he'll get it. You never know. But, okay. So I got that out. You know, it's just dangling there with those two wires. Because those two wires are on that speaker and then they dangle from the speaker, the two wires. And then you just see the battery cage at the end of the wires. So, there's obviously a screw there, of course. Only one screw. So that should be really easy, right? It's one screw, it's not two, it's not three, it's not four. Like some things, geez. But it's one screw, so get the screwdriver. Screw comes off easily. Well, not really. It actually took a little bit for some reason. It took like 2 minutes to get that screw off, but it came off. That wasn't a part of the pain, though. That was just a part of the annoyance, I guess. Yeah, but I got that off. Screw just, you know, popped off. Just put it on the desk, left it there. And, well, the door was not coming off. It was not coming off. Even though I got the screw out, and it was the only screw on the whole thing, still wouldn't come off. That door was not coming off. It was stuck on there really, really tight. No matter how hard I pulled, it would not come off. Really. I mean, here's where the physical and mental pain starts coming, you see? I was trying for so long, okay? About an hour of this. Really? About an hour of it. I'm not joking. It started at like 9:50 a.m. yesterday. Went on until about 10:56 a.m. Yeah. So I'm still going at this, you know? Trying to get it off. Trying each and every way to try to pull the thing off. Try to get my thumb on one side of the case, on the cover, and then try to get my other thumb on the other side of the cover, and then try to pull it at once really quick, but it doesn't work. And I got so many, like, tiny little annoying bruises, and then I got, like, this weird cut right here that's really hard to see, but it's, like, you can really feel it because it's stingy, but you just can't see it because of how small it was, because that tiny little cover is so small, and the sides of it are so thin, really thin to cover, but yeah, so sting. Yeah, that was annoying yesterday, definitely. But, you know, there's more physical pain, you see? Kept trying to get this dumb cover off for 2 hours. At one point, I was trying to get it off, and slipped all the way in my thumb here, like through and then under my nail. Yeah. And then the corner of the stupid cover just hit right in between, and then it made a huge bruise effect. And now it still feels like that. That stupid cover. So it did that too. So annoying. I mean, nothing deadly harm, but it's annoying. Annoying cover that should not be doing this. It's even worse than the Turbo Rig cover. That's crazy to say that this is worse than the Turbo Rig cover, but it actually is, because the Turbo Rig cover didn't really physically hurt me. But, you know, that was the physical stuff, you know? Physical stuff, yeah, maybe there's not too much. Still a little bit, but not too much. You know, it's not like I got so many other little bruises trying to get it off, which I did, actually. But, you know, let's be done with that. How about the mental, okay? How did that go down? Well, let me tell you something, okay? Here. Look. My brain was on fire because I couldn't get that thing off. It was on fire. My eyes were also on fire. My tongue was on fire. My breath was on fire. My hair was on fire. And my ears were on fire. Also, my voice was on fire too. To where I couldn't even speak anymore. Basically. Only thinking of it. And that was just yesterday. It was just yesterday. Go back 24 hours from now, I'm doing it right now. But, luckily, an hour and 5-6 minutes later, I finally decide, get a screwdriver, and I open it up just a teeny bit with my thumb, because there is just a teeny bit that'll open, but not the whole thing. Oh yeah, also my brother tried opening this up. That didn't work. Yeah, I didn't think it would, but yeah, it didn't. But then I got the screwdriver after that, you know. I made a little bit of the cover come up, held it up with my thumb, and then I got the screwdriver. I got the screwdriver in there, and I kept pushing and pushing up, hoping that thing wasn't going to spring out and hit me in the face. Luckily it didn't, it just popped off. And, yeah, like I said, it just popped. Came right off. Nothing, like, broke. The cover was completely fine. It just popped off really fast. And then that cover was finally gone. Did not have to deal with the cover anymore. And the cover was the main bad problem. It was the biggest problem with this whole thing. But the cover was just chapter 1, everybody. It was just chapter 1. That wasn't the only thing. You're probably wondering why I'm not showing the cover and stuff. Well, there's a reason to that. Just you wait. It's in chapter 2, you see. So, get the cover off. Now we're finally at those 2 stupid AA batteries. Now, you see, the reason why I thought it was with the batteries was because when I was shaking the cover, something was moving around. It was going like something sounded like it was actually moving around. Something sounded loose. So I thought, that's definitely the battery. So, you know, I kept trying to get that thing off, and I know that I needed to because I wanted him to work. I like his phrases, so, you know, finally got that off. Guess what? The batteries are completely in there, and they're fine. And I see the contacts, they look fine, and the wires look fine. Nothing's moving around. When I shake it, I still hear the noise. But then I think about it for just 1 second. What's going to happen if I take those 2 batteries out and then shake it? And I'm only worrying. So I take them both out. I shake it, and just as I thought, I was hoping not, but it was the contact that was loose. The contact came off of the battery compartment. It came off. It was all loose. Luckily, it was still on with the wire. It was still on with the wire, but the contact, like, ripped off of the little, side of the battery compartment. It came off of there. And I think I know why it did, because when I was shaking the door, trying to hear what it was, I probably shook it too much, and there's this little, tiny little hole in the door where, you know, I think that hole was there because there used to be an on and off switch that you could, you know what I'm talking about, those on and off switches. But I guess that must have came off like 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, back when this was at another house. And yeah, I think that's how that came off. But because of that being gone now, there's just a little hole there from where it used to be. And a couple plastic pieces came out, and I just threw them away right there. Those were probably the pieces that were holding that contact together. Yeah. But obviously, you know, those completely broke off. You know, they're not going to go back on so well. They were like split into 3 different little plastic pieces. One whole piece like broke. Yeah. I could tell because the other contact that had that black plastic piece looked exactly the same as the ones that had fallen out of the hole. So, you know, that's a problem. It's not the batteries. It's the contact that's just loose and needs to get stable. Also, just another thing, the batteries were corroded, of course. This thing still sounded like that its batteries were completely fine, but no, corroded, of course. Took the 2 batteries out, then had to get my friend rubbing alcohol over there. Start cleaning corrosion. So, you know, that wasn't that bad. That was the easiest part of the whole thing. Right there, getting the corrosion out. That was barely anything. There was corrosion on both contacts, though. And, yeah, the loose one, but still, I got it off. And the door had some. The door actually had the most. The bottom side of the door. Which is usually common, actually, that's like that. Actually, no, one of the batteries still had more, but the door had a lot too. But, you know, that all came off really, really easily. It must have just gotten that, which would have made sense, because it was still really white looking. Basically like how I like to move its battery corrosion was. But, yeah, so, got that done. And now I was trying to find just any little item, any little small plastic piece or some sort of small thing. It wasn't paper because I didn't really want to test that with, you know, electricity contacts, paper. I didn't want to do that. So I was originally going to, but then I thought about that for a second and stopped. The paper wouldn't have worked anyway. It wasn't hard enough to keep the contact stable. But kept looking for items that I could use. I tried using a Lego. The Lego was too big. Tried using, there was something else. Maybe not. No, it was just tried using the paper, and then I decided not to do that. And we tried the Lego, but that would not go in. Then we tried a rock, and yeah, because it actually rocks here. So, that's nice. So try to use a rock, put it with the contact, and the rock, of course, was too small. Luckily, there was another rock. There was another rock. And I got that in there, and somehow it kept it stable. The rock had that contact stable, and it wasn't moving around like crazy. So then I put the battery back in, and that kept it unstable, and now he's good.
Scram! Get out of here!
You see, if I were just doing this, that contact would already be... It would already be off, but now, of course...
Quit bugging me! Do I look like a people teddy to you?
Good now, it's good now. So, a rock. A rock saved my life.
Your face hurting. 'Cause it's killing me!
A rock saved his life.
Why are you on
So yeah, a rock did it. That rock got right behind the contact, and that kept the contact really stable, the battery really stable, and everything was good from there. So the rock did it. Our rock actually worked. Isn't that great? I know it is. Well, there's my story. Aren't you happy? You happy about the story? Yeah. Painful. Painful. Yeah. Okay. Peace.